Choose a job you love and you'll never have to work a day in your life. Good morning, one and all. Let me walk you over the listings of the session we have today. The mega event, Avenir 2022, hashtag Discover You, hosted by Indian School Bausha under the aegis of the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. A short introduction of our distinguished speaker will appear after the welcoming message. We will then invite the distinguished speaker to make her presentation. Following the lecture, we'll ask our special guest to participate in the Q&A segment where the questions of the audience will be put forth by the moderator. The university representative will take up the ongoing session. There will be a description of the courses that are offered and the admissions procedure. With a vote of thanks, we will call this meeting to a close.
I want to look back on my career and be proud of the work and be proud that I tried everything. What a great opening quote to the session. Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Avenue 2022, hashtag Discover You, a global career guidance program launched by Indian School Basha under the aegis of Board of Directors of Indian Schools in Oman. On behalf of Indian School Basha, I, Valencia of grade 10,
and I, Alicia of grade 8,
take the proud privilege of expressing our profound gratitude to His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq Al Said for the altruistic and noble benevolence showered on the Indian diaspora in the Sultanate of Oman. May the Almighty shower His choicest blessings on His Majesty, and may this nation experience peace and everlasting prosperity.
We are extremely happy to welcome all the students, parents, and teachers for being a part of Avenir 2022, hashtag Discover You. Thank you one and all for your benign presence here this morning. It is with sheer joy and great pride that I take the task of introducing our speaker today, Dr. Raj Singh. Dr. Raj Singh is a Vice Chancellor of Jain, deemed to be University, Bangalore. With 40 years of experience, including 27 years in education. He served the Indian Air Force from 1981 to 1994. A consultant, trainer, astute academic administrator, teacher, speaker, and education entrepreneur, Dr. Singh has done his master's in economics and CFA and PhD in strategic finance. He is a TEDx speaker, a panelist in many TV shows. He has developed the unique transdisciplinary project-centric learning at Jain, which will take education to the intersection of research and practice during Jain 2.0. We would like to request the audience to kindly post your queries in the chat box. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please join me in welcoming our speaker, Dr. Raj Singh, who will be talking on the topic Career Guidance. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much, and good morning to everyone who had joined through YouTube as well as Zoom. And I thank the organizers for inviting me this morning for the Avenir 2022. The students who are the audience, the parents and students and everyone would agree with me. They're at a stage where they're making perhaps the second most important decision of their lives. And when we say second most important, the question comes, what's the first one and third one? The first decision is normally which school you start your education with. This decision is normally taken by the parents and relatives in consultation with the teachers, because the child's aptitude is very, very difficult to see at the age of 2, 3, 4, even though we can have some idea. The second decision is after school, which higher education institution or university you join for your graduation. I think that's the decision you are going to make at this stage. Somebody will make it next year, somebody will make it 2, 3, 4 years down the line. And therefore the thinking must start now. And third decision, it is said that who you get married with. These days children take this decision on their own, they don't even consult the parents. So, and that's likely to happen after some time. And therefore, this second decision is extremely important, which influences largely third decision as well. I'll be more anecdotal. I'll give a few examples from my own personal life, of my own children, my colleagues, whom I met over last 40 years plus, particularly after coming to the education field in 1994, which is about 28 years before. I remember there was a colleague of mine who left industry job and switched out to academics as a professor. And he would often tell me, after being the CEO of a company, vice president with Whirlpool in US, and around 53, 54 years, he came to education field as a professor. And he would tell me the stories of 1960s and early 1970s. And he said, supposedly the best people became doctors, engineers, and lawyers. The next rung of people, who were not the best or maybe the second category, went to some of the public sector undertakings for job, which were plenty in India. As you know, that India started with very heavy emphasis on public sector, and private sector was not so developed. Some who were in the next category went to industry because very little industry jobs existed, whether it is management or commerce or economic research kind of areas. That was the third category. And those who did not even get in the industry, he would jokingly tell me that they got scholarship to pursue their PhD in the US or the Western world or elsewhere, and they became professors. And right now, when we were talking about it, they were quite senior. They were the directors and deans and vice chancellors. He spared me because it was all the age before me. I am not really from the baby boomers age. I'm from the next generation, which is called Generation X. And the children who are the audience today belong to Gen Z, it is called. So if you look at the generations, baby boomers are the ones who are elder to me, who are before 1964, they were born. Then there is Generation X, Generation Y, and the children belong to Gen Z. Many of the parents and teachers who are joined today would belong to maybe X or Y generations, like me. And he communicated a message which is very strong, that the career options and the career choices have completely changed since then, because the options open are so huge that we can choose and pick from various options what is suited best according to our interest and aptitude. I have three children. Two of them graduated from school around 2007, 8, 2009. And the third one came out of school in 2019. And she has completed graduation this year. All three of them are a case study. And I think you will get some insight on what I'm going to tell you today. My son, who is now 33 years old, like many of his friends, he said, I want to become an engineer. And those days, I was the vice chancellor in one of the universities and got him admission in computer science because he could not make it to IITs and some of the leading institutions. He was a student of a CBSE board in India. And friends, when we got the first semester result of BTech computer science, out of 7 subjects, he failed in 2. And his grade point was 5 on a 10-point scale, which means he just passed. And he would clear the backlog later on. And he says, don't worry, I'll clear it second semester. I'm just getting used to it. I have new friends. I'm getting acclimatized to the climate. So when second semester results came, he not only failed in mathematics, he also failed in physics. And his grade point average went down to 4. Friends, at that time, we both realized that perhaps we had made a wrong choice for him as a career. And I took him to one of the Kaplan centers to get his profiling done, that what kind of career will be best suited to him. And I got the report 3 days later. It was a very comprehensive report of 7-8 pages. And this report, among many other things, clearly said that this boy can become anything but an engineer in life. And some of the strong areas were shown were administration, management, commerce kind of areas. And you won't believe, we discontinued there. Whatever relevant courses were there, he got credit for that. And we switched over to BBA program, Bachelor of Business Administration, after 1 year. He didn't lose a year. And then he went on to Michigan to complete his BBA in Computer Information Systems. He would remain the topper and would get a job with one of the big fours in the US after graduating from Michigan, and is doing very well in his career. Now, this is one case that how we went wrong in terms of choice, even though I'm a father who doesn't interfere much, and he allows the children to do what they feel like doing. But he worked more under the pressure of the friends on the classroom, because others wanted to go for engineering. He also wanted to go for engineering. 2 years younger to him is my daughter. And you know that in CBSE, you choose courses, particularly specialization courses, after you entered +1. In your IB and IGCSE, the electives are offered much earlier. But in the board that is called CBSE, the choice comes in much later, though now they're offering choices much earlier. So she said, because you want to make my brother an engineer, I also want to become an engineer. I said, by all means, go ahead. But she is wiser of the two. And within a week, after choosing physics, chemistry, maths, and computer science, she came to me and said, well, this is not my cup of tea, and I want to change my branch. And I requested the principal. She was kind enough to change the branch to commerce. And believe me, next 2 years, she will freak out, and she's one of the toppers. And later on, went to study in one of the best commerce colleges of Asia, that is Shriram College of Commerce, Delhi University. We changed it early enough. We realized early enough. In my case of my son, we took 1 year. Here, it took only 1 week. My third child, who's a daughter, she's a completely different case. And I remember in the schools, she went to IGCSE and IB later on. She had a phobia for numbers, particularly for mathematics. And IGCSE mathematics is important. You can't do much, at least the compulsory mathematics you have to choose. And I remember before any examination for mathematics, whether it is continuous assessment or the final examination, she would cry, and she would have definitely fever the previous night. And we had to push her to take the examinations. I remember I was the happiest father when she passed in maths exam in IGCSE 10th board examinations. And this was the minimum score she had. She just made it pass, the lowest pass grade. And in every other subject, she would be above 95%. And in 11th and 12th, then we switched to CBSE and said, you don't take mathematics, and we switched over to commerce. She freaked. She did very well, and she was the happiest in those 2 years, even though in accounting papers, she still had phobia for numbers. And again, in 12th CBSE examinations, she would score the least in accounting. I remember around 71% marks, and again, 95% and above in all the courses. Now, these examples I'm giving, that every child has a different aptitude. Not every child is good in every course, whether it is science courses or commerce or arts and humanities courses. She made it to, again, one of the best humanities college in Delhi University, Miranda House. And this year she completed her graduation. And believe me, she is not settled so far. And the master's program, we realized that she is the best when she's on stage. And therefore, her aptitude is more towards theater and acting kind of areas. The way she sings and the way she dances, the glow on her face changes completely as compared to any other academic courses. Now, these three examples, I think, are enough to explain that it takes time for us to identify our interest and aptitude, what we are meant for, where we want to be in life. And the graduation also taught us, because most of it was online, you could not really earn the social capital and learn from the classmates as you would have learned otherwise if the education was offered normal. Friends, because you are preparing for the career at university level, I'm sure You must be scanning through the environment. Your parents must be discussing with you, their friends, colleagues, and everybody. You would know that some of the leading management institutions in the world, if you look at the student percentage taking admission there, they come from engineering background. Now, there are two implications of this, as I understand. One, that engineers make better management graduates. This is one quick interpretation. So in the Indian context, let's say all the IIMs and leading business school, including SP Jain and other schools, including my own management school in the university, we take a lot of pride that large percentage of engineers come in. But the second interpretation is that engineering is not sufficient to make a career. You have to top it with a management program at the master's level at least. My own experience of in education of 28 years plus now has been that if you look at the factors which make a better management professional, I have found economics and mathematics or numerical orientation is the best combination for people to excel in management programs, whether it is MBA or Ranger management program, MSc program. That appears to be the best combination as compared to engineers or even the BBA program. And therefore, my indication to each one of you is that understanding that most of you are from commerce and economics kind of subject areas, and that's what your primary interest appears to be, even though it may not be final, it is still a lot of time for you to figure out which will be the best career for you. I want to address the parents for a while. I understand a lot of parents and teachers are also joining today's program. 2 years ago, you know that our Prime Minister talks to the students before they go in for examinations. And his idea of talking to the children of 10+2 and even the 10th board examination students is to somehow reduce the pressure of examination they have. And I still remember a sentence which he said and gave a very, very powerful message to all the parents. And he said, do not make your child's report card as your visiting card. Now, so much of meaning in this particular sentence from the Prime Minister that there's tremendous pressure of parents on the children to choose what parents think is the best for them without really having any correlation with the child's interest and aptitude. So my request to parents would be, please help them scientifically find their interest and aptitude. If you do not have the expertise of finding out, children, of course, may be slightly unclear at this stage, and they will realize only when they get into a particular stream. And therefore, help them identify the bearing, help them identify what kind of career will be best suited to them. Those who are in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, of course, as I understand, 4 years. So for them, some 4 years are yet to go. They should be sure about what really fascinates them. In the opening sentence, the master of ceremony said that you will never get to work if you love your job. That's what precisely I'm agreeing to, because you will never feel burdened with the typical pressure of work one may have. And that comes only when you start loving the profession, whether you're an entrepreneur or you're in a job. And that happens only when you're getting to do something which interests you, which fascinates you. Like I was telling you, my daughter who cried before every examination, but you put her on this stage and you see her beaming face, and you just can't imagine how happy she is. And I can see the clear-cut difference between what she does, which she's less interested in, and what does when she's more interested in. And that's the message I have to all the parents. The other advice, again, this is to all children, parents, and teachers. I'm not sure in Oman what's the culture, or the Gulf countries what's the culture, but I can tell you about India, and most of you belong to India and the Indian School Association there. Do not get trapped by the coaching center mentality. Because as you enter 10th, 11th, 12th class, we are obsessed with few careers, whether it is medical examinations or IIT entrance examinations. And for 2, 3, 4 years, you start coaching yourself and even ignore the school education. My advice would be, please don't get trapped by this. not very high percentage from the coaching center get selected in these examinations. And number two, the odds are against us. I can give you some statistics in both medical and engineering examinations. Every year, 16 to 17 lakh students appear. And if you look at the IIT seats, about 20,000 seats in this country, 18 to 20,000. And equal number would be maybe in IIMs much less even. Now, out of 16, 17 lakhs, a very, very small percentage is able to make it to those institutions. I'm not sure if it's really worth the effort. Those who are sure about it, they in any case will get into it. And there are students I've seen who invest 2 years, 3 years in preparing for these examinations without realizing that they're left behind at least lakhs of students who would have graduated before them from other institutions and would have made the career. And therefore, my suggestion is, if you do not get the institution, go to the stream you love. There could be a slight difference between one institution and another institution, but don't delay too much in career. And then there are ways of learning and making up for the loss you will have by not going into the institutions of your preference. To my mind, is an unholy nexus between the coaching centers, and I'm not saying parents, but parents support them like anything. My humble request to each of the parents would be, don't let your children get into the trap of coaching centers or the coaching center mentality, as I call it. Again, re-emphasizing, let me share a small slide come video, which will make the message clear what I'm trying to say to all of you. That what I mean by the aptitude of the child, help them identify this. Can somebody allow me to share this screen, please? Or I had sent the video, if somebody can play it for me.
Yes, sir, you can share your screen.
I can share?
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes,
that would be great, yeah.
welcome.
All of you can see my screen now? Can somebody
Yes, sir,
confirm?
we can see your screen.
Very good.
Good.
So please watch. This is about 5 minutes slide come video, and that will make the message clear. What I'm trying to say, many of you would know, at least the teachers and parents, this is nothing but based on the Gartner's multiple intelligence theory. Individuals learn in different ways. Somebody learns very well by doing things. Somebody can learn very well by listening to things. And there are like this multiple ways.
People's first experience of the system is often profoundly alienating.
Sir, please excuse me.
Yeah.
I'm audible. So we cannot see the video. So could you again stop sharing the screen and
Okay.
start again?
All
Yes,
right, all
please.
right, all
Thank
right.
you.
I have to share it again, I believe.
Yes, sir.
And
You can
if you
stop
still find
and
it
you can start.
difficult, I had sent the video to somebody. If you can share it, it will really help us. In fact, I think that's
All right, sir. You can try once and we will
Yeah.
make good. Thank you.
Are you able to see this screen?
Able to view your PowerPoint presentation. With everything.
Are you able to see it now?
People's first experience of
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'll continue then. Yeah.
people's first experience of the system
Yes, sir. We can see your video. Thank you.
Very good.
People's first experience of the system is often profoundly alienating. The system itself, which assesses us for a particular kind of intelligence, pass or fail on ridiculously narrow criteria. I was lucky in school. I had the kind of intelligence they were looking for. It was called hyperlexia. It was only after leaving school But I realized in other respects, I was a complete dummy. I stumbled to tasks that other people can perform in their sleep. I have a close friend who I see as a genius.
Excuse me, sir. Can you please increase the volume a little, sir?
Tell you the problem is a particular bearing.
Maximum, yeah.
He has a remarkable spatial navigational intelligence, and even professional mechanics wonder how on earth he can do it. But he was deemed a total failure at school. He was confronted with tests that didn't fit the way his mind worked. I expect you've come across plenty of people like this. People you know are bright, but they're bright in the wrong way. They're bright in the way that isn't being assessed. The truth is that there are lots of different intelligences, and we shouldn't be surprised. During the evolutionary phase of our history, a group of people will be more likely to survive if its different members saw the world in different ways. Some people can make excellent tools. Some people could hunt very well. Some people were good at looking out for danger. Some people were good at strategizing how to get through a long winter. Some people could tell the stories that would inform the next generation. We needed a load of different intelligences in order to survive. Nowadays, we are treated as if only one kind of intelligence is valid. Anyone with a different intelligence is deemed stupid. The way we are schooled compounds this alienation. How did we get to the point that we believe the best way of schooling children is to sit them behind a desk and insist they keep still? Children keeping still? That's difficult for anyone, but especially for kids with a roaming, navigational mind. I've done some volunteering with an adventure learning charity, and the first time I took a group of these children out, we were rock pooling on the shore. Most of the kids had never seen the sea before, never visited the countryside before. And there was one kid who just stood out. He was brilliant. He was there at my shoulder all the time. Whenever I said, "What's this?" or "Why is it this color?" he would hazard a guess. And they were always interesting answers. He was finding things, catching things, picking things up. And after a couple of hours, I said to his teacher, "That kid is a genius." She said, "Him? He's bottom of the class." If a kid like that is failing, it is not the kid's fault. The fault is with the system. As I say, I don't blame the teachers because they have to teach to the system. Plenty of teachers desperately want to do creative things with their children, to discover their different intelligences. They are forbidden to do so. If an intelligent child fails a test designed to assess a different kind of intelligence, they become alienated, not just from school, but from the system as a whole. The danger is that they then become alienated from public life, alienated from society, eventually alienated from themselves.
So, friends, I think the message is loud and clear. And the last question which this video raises is, what are your intelligences? I think that's the one single most important message I want to give you today, that whatever you do, please identify your intelligences and choose a course as per your intelligence. Now, let me just minimize it. Now, 2-3 things which come out of this video and have a message for all. One, for the teachers, when we assess the child's interest and aptitude and performance in what they're doing, based on which we advise them what they should be doing in higher education. And I say this child is intelligent. There was a sentence called, we label students intelligent in the wrong way. And same way, we also label them unintelligent in the wrong way. And this points towards our assessment method, and the problems are all over the world, because many of the things which make us learn, we don't capture in the assessment system. So that was message number one. When you go to higher education, some of these problems you'll find even in higher education, because the teachers and the system is basically product of the same age-old thinking. And therefore, we must be aware of this. Friends, in 2016, an article was published in the magazine called Forbes Asia, and it said, the children who entered the school in 2016, that's about 6 years earlier, when they graduate and go to the jobs, 60% of the jobs they'll be working on do not exist today, which means there will be new jobs which are not even thought of. And the remaining 35% jobs, they'll be still the same. They would have significantly changed in terms of what is expected of the employees, which means there'll be change in as high as 80 to 85% of the jobs. Either they will change 100% or they will partly change. The question before us in higher education as well as school education is that what we should be preparing the students for. And therefore, the notion of higher education is now changing in the sense our focus has shifted to equipping the students with capability to learn continuously. You will be surprised that whatever is relevant in the first year of a 4-year undergraduate program may become absolutely outdated by the time you graduate after 4 years. It's that fast a speed of change which is taking place. In recent months, particularly in 2022, and yes, I'm referring to the post-COVID scenario, I'm referring to the ongoing Ukraine war, I'm also referring to the changing equations globally, that the epicenter of the military and economic discussions have shifted from transatlantic area to Asia Pacific, the formation of Quad and many other initiatives. While I may not be really inclined towards one than the other, but for me, it's purely of academic interest. All these happenings are pointing out to one thing, whether it is military equations, whether it's war going on, or it's the strategic positioning of a country's military is concerned. Underlying factor of all of them is economics. Believe me, all of them are driven by the considerations of economics and commerce. And this economics and commerce consideration could be related to the food import, the petroleum import, or even the weapons export, or almost every tradable good which is being affected by these developments which I mentioned to you. And therefore, we must keep in mind that economics drives the rest of the life. Every consideration ultimately boils down to the economic considerations, because we can talk about everything else if economically and commercially we are doing well. And therefore, the point I'm trying to highlight is very simple, that the field of economics and commerce is something which has always played a role in the global economy and will continue to play even a more profound role in the years to come. Some of the students, those who are aspiring to become engineering, by all means, you should go there. But my only advice is that please pause and think for a while, are you meant for it? If you're going for commerce as a career guidance, again, think about it. Your aptitude may be for something else. do not be driven by the advertisements of some of the institutions or certain types of programs, because they try to lure them. The only and only criteria should be what are you meant for. This is my appeal to each one of you, all the parents and the teachers who keep advising, and teachers' advice is taken very, very seriously. And I think the only one thing I praise the COVID-19 for, otherwise it's going to havoc all over the world, the acceptability to change in the minds of the people of all age groups is the highest ever post-COVID. The things which we vehemently opposed before 2020 March, we accepted the next day. And this applies to each one of us. Some of that acceptability to change should remain. Let's not go back to normal. As the famous media personality Ariana Huffington, who was the former CMD of Huffington Post, said during the COVID, that when the COVID gets over, let's not go back to normal, because old normal was not working. And if you're not able to do something significantly different post-COVID, you would have lost it. So maybe a lot of things have come to normal, which of course are in a very dynamic phase, will keep on changing. But many of the old ways which didn't work, we should not let them overpower us again, and take a decision which is conscious, which is scientific. And therefore, to summarize, my recommendations to the students will be the following ones. One, that study well in your schools, whatever discipline you are studying, and perform well. This will make you stand in good stead. When you make a career choice, purely from the scope point of view, if you have the aptitude, please enter areas which are emerging, which have promising scope for growth. We can look at careers today which we didn't look at them maybe 20 years ago at all. Whether it is in art and humanities, whether it is in technology areas, or even film and entertainment, and agriculture, processed agriculture, the aquaculture. You can go on and on. But all of them, if you can look at based on interest and aptitude, which are pointing towards green kind of industries and green kind of world, will again make you stand in good stead compared to the ones which are not. I remember as a student, we had learned a sentence which said that in the stock markets, whoever cleans the dirt will glitter like a gold. That was the indication towards environmental consciousness which were provided as children. And I think today it is a reality. Everyone is talking about it. The world's existence is at stake if you do not think of the green and environment friendly kind of issues and the initiatives. And finally, I would say, if you don't get your first choice of the institution, don't worry at all. One, because maybe something better in store for you, but you must not compromise on the choice of the courses, choice of the programs. I would lay first emphasis on the program, and the second on the institution, because not every student can get into the institution of their choice. But even if you can get a program of your choice, whether engineering, commerce, economics, or whatever you have planned, go for it, and then make up the loss by going for, at least in India it's happening, in the Western world it's already happening. The more flexible career paths are being provided in the institution. So when you choose an institution, please look at some of the following things. Number one, you should have the diversity in terms of students. See that students come from as diverse backgrounds as possible. And therefore, yes, try to get into universities and not in standalone institutions. Indian new national education policy always said that by 2030, standalone institutions will go away. They have to become part of the larger complexes, larger universities, and larger groups, so that there's a diversity, there's an interdisciplinarity kind of thing. So look for diversity. Second, look for institutions which provide you options of pursuing multiple specializations. For example, if you don't get your first elective stream, Let me give an example of computer science, where the world is mad after these days, and 4 years later they may suffer because computer science is something cyclical in nature. The job demands go up and come down every 3 to 4 years. But then today there's an option. These students can also take an minor options in either other engineering branches or even other than engineering. So, for example, universities like us, my friends, of course, will discuss with you, and many other academicians must have discussed you, or you will be listening to them in the coming sessions, that you must be given a choice to go beyond the curriculum, interdisciplinarity and multidisciplinarity, because human beings by nature are not single discipline. When you go to workplace, you interact with people of different streams. You never work with people of only your discipline. And this needs to be inculcated right at the time of the college and the universities. And more and more universities are offering these things. And then the second thing you can do beyond this is that today micro credentials are available online through best of the portals. You can continue upgrading yourself, continue accumulating credit units through different means. And therefore, don't get bogged down if you don't get your first choice. That's the ultimate message I want to give you. See that education, wherever you take, it should be a joyful journey rather than a painful experience. Please see that in addition to academics, you participate in all the co-curricular and extracurricular activities. This is my third criteria of selection of institution, which should offer you large number of activities outside the classroom, because you learn more from them and you learn more permanently. I'll give you one example. You must have heard a TED talk by the chairperson of Starbucks, the lady, I forget the name. She said, I have been so fond of swimming. And our swimming coach used to train us how to take a deep breath under the water. And one day we said that, well, we don't want to take a deep breath. We want to swim for the sake of enjoying it. So why are you troubling us by training us on taking a deep breath under the water? And the coach said something beautiful. The coach said, well, you may not require this deep breath ever again as far as swimming is concerned, but I'm training you to be comfortable with uncomfortable situations in life. And that applies so much to business. Every day you're faced with uncomfortable situations, and coping with that, standing by that, you could learn very well from any of these sports activity or actual kind of events you participate in. And
Excuse
therefore,
me,
don't.
sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Sorry to
So,
interrupt you, sir. Yeah, speaker 2 is already on board. So can we have a
yes,
question and answer session?
I have concluded, ma'am. So
Yes,
this
sir.
is my last message, that choose the institutions carefully, look for these things, and do not compromise on matching the program of your aptitude. We can take these questions, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
That was an extraordinary and inspiring session by you, sir. Your creative session enlightened us and kept each one of us engaged. Now, we would like to request our speaker, Dr. Raj Singh, to kindly answer a few queries put forth by the audience. For this, may I now invite the moderator of this session, Ms. Asra, to pose some questions from the audience to you. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Valencia. Sir, we appreciate your involvement and thank you for sparing the valuable time for the session. Here are a few questions in the chat box that I would like to put forward to you, sir. The first question coming your way is, what is the purpose of career guidance program? And how can one build his or her own strengths and work on his weakness being a fresher?
Well, the purpose of career guidance programs is multifold. One, in today's world, there's so much of information overload. It's not possible for any one of us to scan through all the possibilities and make a best choice for us. Career guidance programs like this expose you to multiple career options which are available to you. And second thing, the strengths already lie in us. The aptitude is a part of us. I think it's a question of identifying it at the right time and matching it with the programs which are there. Yes, aptitude can be built, but I think I would recommend that whatever aptitudes we have, build on it further. There's a likelihood of greater success and you being happier, then you would be put into a program which is not meant for you. And therefore, there are scientific tests. Schools can help you out. There are professional organizations which can help you out and exactly point out what you're meant for. And then if there are some gaps, there are training programs and courses which can help you overcome the weak areas if there are any. Otherwise, these useful sessions are so well organized. Believe me, when we were students, we never had this. I'm always for the career guidance sessions like this. They really help you, one, in shortlisting and then finding a perfect match for you.
Thank you for the insightful session, sir. Over to you, MCs.
Thank you, sir, for all your support and guidance given to the large audience by attending to their concerns so patiently during the course of the discussion. It's a time for us to move on to the second part of the session. It's time to meet the university spokesperson, Ms. Ayushi Jaiswal, with the topic. We welcome you to stand out to enlighten us with the various scores and the procedures. A brief profile about her. She is a senior counselor at SP Jain School of Global Management for undergraduate programs. She is having a decade's experience in counseling based in Dubai campus, United Arab Emirates. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of SP Jain School of Global Management, we would like to welcome everybody present here and who have joined us for the session today. So in the flow of the presentation, we will talk about the different programs that we offer and what are the other opportunities that you can look at while studying at SPJ. So without any further delay, I would just like to share the screen and start off with the presentation. So at SP Jain, we welcome you to stand out. Now let us take a look at how will you stand out and in what ways. So we have two students. One is Sam D'Souza, who joined XYZ Business School for the Bachelor's in Business Administration program in the year 2015. So his education and work experience, this is what it looks like. 2015, he joined in Singapore campus in XYZ Business School. He studied in Singapore. 2016 to 17, also he studied in Singapore. 17 to 18, also he studied in Singapore. And 18-19 is when he completes his program. So this is what his education and work experience looks like. Let us now take a look at Ms. Anjani Kapoor, who joined us at SP Jain School of Global Management for the Bachelor's in Business Administration program. Her education and work experience, let us take a look at it. So 2015 is when she joined us in our Singapore campus. She interned at Philips Asian Singapore. 2016 to 17, she studied year 2 in Dubai campus. She interned at Philips Lighting Middle East and Turkey, Dubai. 2017 to 18, she studied in Sydney campus, wherein she interned at Excel Blue Sydney. And 2018 to 19, she again studied in our Sydney campus, wherein she was finally placed at MediaCom Sydney. Let us take a look at the special achievements that she's had while studying the program with us. She was the head organizer at TEDx SPJ in Sydney. She's been placed second out of 300 bloggers across Singapore, Sydney, and Dubai. She's been part of the MIT bootcamp and has an acceptance rate of 10%. Was selected to be one of the 93 participants. And she has secured first place in an international business plan pitching competition, wherein there were participants from 20 plus countries. So as you can clearly see, it is just not studies, it is just not academics. Yes, academics being the primary core, but other than that, she's also had a lot of other achievements. So we have enabled her, we have encouraged her to do that. Yeah. So let us take a look at a short video. There's a small message that she would like to convey to the students here today. So this is Miss Anjani Kapoor. I'm just going to play the video. Please do let me know if it's audible. Is it audible?
No, ma'am, it isn't.
Okay, I will just share the audio as well.
Hi everyone.
Is it audible now?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I'll go ahead and play, the video.
Yes.
My name is Anjani Kapoor and I graduated from the BBA course majoring in marketing. I'm currently working in Mediacom Sydney, which is a part of the WPP group of companies, which is one of the largest advertising agency in the world. The Tri-City model by SP Jain is such a wonderful opportunity for you all to capitalize on for two main reasons. The first one being the curriculum that is delivered by the experienced professors are formulated in such a way that when you enter the real world, you're equipped with your own toolkit. Secondly, after every year, you've got 4 months of vacation. You've got all the opportunity to work in 3 different countries. So please make maximum use of it, irrespective if you're planning to join your family business or the corporate world. For some context, I'll tell you what I did. During my first year in Singapore, I interned in Philips Lighting in the marketing and sales team. In Dubai, I got an opportunity to continue working with them. After my third year, I went to Harvard University to explore and learn more about marketing and entrepreneurship because I wanted to do something different that year. During my time in Sydney, I also went to the MIT Entrepreneurship and Innovation Bootcamp in February 2019, which was held in Brisbane. I also interned in Excel Blue, which is a technological startup. Apart from my internships, during the 4 months in university, please take the lead to organize events. SP Jain is very supportive and encourages all types of initiative. To be honest, it's so rare to be given such a unique opportunity as SP Jain has to offer to mold you to become such a confident person. So please make use of it. I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful time. Please feel free to contact me if you need any advice or help. Don't forget to have fun. Good luck.
So yes, that was a short message from one of our ex-students, Ms. Anjani Kapoor. So yes, along with studies, we also encourage you to have fun as well. There are a lot of other activities that, which are part of our out of classroom activities. We will see with the flow of the presentation. But before that, we just don't have Anjani Kapoor. We have a lot of other students. So Anjani is not the only one. We have Adit, who joined us for year 1 in our Singapore campus, interned in Singapore as a research assistant intern with Smiles Mid Dental Services. Year 2, he studied in Dubai, interned in Dubai as finance and accounts intern with Emirates and BD. Year 3, he studied in Australia, also interned in Australia as a private equity intern. And year 4, he studied in Australia, finally got placed in Australia as financial advisory valuations with Grant Thornton, Sydney. We also have Rohan. So year 1, he studied in Singapore, interned in Singapore as a marketing analyst intern in DSMC. Year 2, he studied in Dubai, interned in Dubai, he interned as marketing and communications intern at WWF, and later on worked as a paid social intern with Ogilvy. Year 3, studied in Australia, interned in Australia as a performance media intern at Publicis Media, and he also worked as a campaign planner for Google. Year 4, he studied in Australia, finally placed in Australia as social coordinator in the Australian government. Then we have Kalyani. She studied year 1 in Singapore, also interned in Singapore as sales and marketing exec in Speech Academy Asia, Singapore. And then she also interned as a marketing intern at Equinix. Year 2, she studied in Dubai, interned in Dubai as data entry intern with SPJ in Dubai. Year 3, she studied in Australia, interned in Australia as retail sales assistant. And year 4, she's currently studying in Australia. So just like them, we have a lot of other students also. And since we are interacting with parents, teachers, and students from Oman today, so we have 2 students from Oman from the Indian Schools Group who have joined us at SP Jain this year as well. So we have Aditya Damodar Kati from Indian School Muscat, who's joined us in Singapore campus. And we have Alan John, who has joined us in our Sydney campus for Bachelor's of Data Science program. So what do we mean when we say you will stand out? And how? So it's through a unique combination of in-classroom activities and out-of-classroom activities. Come, let us go on a journey and let us take a look at what are those activities. So what will you be doing in these cities besides studying? And let's see what our students did in Singapore. I hope it's audible, the video.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Sure, then I'll go ahead and play. Yes. So 2 months and 50 plus activities. You just saw the video, right? There's boat racing, paintball, visit to, a city tour, and, going for a golf session. And there are a lot of team building activities, industrial visits. So yes, these are all part of the curriculum that we have here. So it's a good combination, you can see, and it's a fair combination of your classroom and out of classroom activities. And definitely there will be welcome parties, intercultural events, intercampus events. So we encourage you to be a part of it. So yes, as Anjani mentioned in the beginning, and that you also need to have fun. So we do ensure that you have fun with us as well. Yeah. Now let us move on to the next part. Just So again, I'll play this video. So this video is basically, it'll, give you an idea of what your classroom experience would be like. So we do not follow the traditional methods of classroom, that is, pen and paper, but we have the engaged learning online. That is the technology that we follow. Basically, you will be given tabs, and your tabs will be, your basically it will have all the inbuilt features with which you can actually have your day-to-day classroom activities. So let us take a look at how we can impact real world skills by making you future ready. So we do have a classroom of the future. I'll just play the video so that it's clear, as to what I'm saying.
Hello everyone, I'm Dr. John Lodewicks. I am the Vice President Academic of the SP Jain School of Global Management. I want to share with you about the classroom of the future. The classroom of the future that we have today at SP Jain. We call it the Engaged Learning Classroom, or ELC.
Morning, Jaguars. Good morning. Okay, it's wonderful to see all of you. So let's continue where we left off in our last class. In our last class, we talked about data privacy, we talked about ethics in business. And I'd ask you to read an article about the Facebook Cambridge Analytica scandal, which just erupted this year in March. So let's go into the
World Economic Forum, in its Future of the Jobs report, identified complex problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity as the top 3 skills of 2020. But here's where the problem lies. Traditional classrooms don't really do a good job when it comes to developing these skills. What we have done at SP Jain is something quite innovative and different. We've created this learning ecosystem called the Engaged Learning Classroom that focuses on helping students develop the skills they will actually use to work. Skills like problem solving, communication, teamwork, critical thinking, creativity, and business intelligence. So unlike a traditional classroom where you take notes and you watch a PowerPoint, in the ELC, you will discuss, you will debate, you will argue, and you will ideate. And faculty will engage you by asking questions. Questions like, what would you do if you were the CEO of a business that is not doing well? Or how would you expand your business across a new market?
So as we've seen, Facebook has been in the news recently for quite a number of scandals, most importantly for breaching data privacy and election interfering. I would like you to imagine that you are the CEO of Facebook, you are Mark Zuckerberg, put yourself in his shoes. How are you going to assure your investors, your customers, and your shareholders that you have their best interest at heart? Please come up with one integrated solution to address 3 areas. Government regulation, your own customer base, as well as the branding of Facebook. You've got 2 minutes. Time is up. Let's have a look at all the responses. Okay, I think we've got some great responses here. Let's do a quick poll on the top three. So Sarah, what have you voted for and why did you make that choice?
I voted to have data regulated, and to be honest, I don't think Facebook is solely responsible for the data breach.
It's nothing like what you would expect to do in an undergraduate program. You will be cold called, you will be challenged to really think and make smart decisions. You will participate in polls and quizzes. One thing is for sure, you won't find yourself in the middle of a boring lecture.
That's an interesting point. I think Keegan wants to ask a question.
Yeah, Sarah has a very interesting viewpoint, and I'm all for the regulation changes. But as the CEO, I would take accountability, outline fixtures, and focus on reassuring my customers that we are very serious about protecting their data. I really like the fact that there is a spirit of healthy competition in the class. We are constantly challenging each other to step out of our comfort zone and think out of the box. We are active, invested, and really on our toes.
I think both your points are excellent. Now, what I would like to do is I would like all of us to get together in groups and to figure out whether Facebook should be split up, because currently it is occupying a monopoly. If we're splitting up Facebook, then we can...
The questions are drafted in such a way that you have to step out of the shoes of a student and into the shoes of a business leader. And using whatever information you have and drawing upon the concepts that you've learned from the classes, you have to frame your solutions. Over a period of time, you really start to understand what makes businesses tick, why leaders make the decisions they make, and how they can creatively solve a problem. Now, if you're responsible for the next phase of Facebook's growth, what would you do first? What would be your number one priority? Please submit your responses using your tablets. An exciting feature of the Engaged Learning Classroom are the tablets that you see students using. These tablets are equipped with features that allow you to virtually interact with faculty while a class is in progress. You can virtually raise your hand to ask a question. You can ask the faculty to slow down or go faster. You can participate in a quiz or a poll. You can take notes, and you can share your documents in real time. You can bookmark a lecture and watch it later from the comfort of your home, a cafe, or wherever you are. So how do we know that students actually develop the skills that are needed to do well at work?
We have a learning analytics app. We call it Scoreboard. And what it does is it measures the students' achievement of business skills.
Are you in the top 10% of the class in creative thinking? Do you need to improve your business intelligence? How are you faring in critical thinking? Scoreboard keeps track of your performance every single day and lets you know how well you are doing versus the rest of the class.
Hi, Prof. I was just looking at my scoreboard and I don't think I'm doing very good in creativity.
You seem to be doing really well in terms of critical thinking and business intelligence. In fact, you're in the top 10% of the class. I also thought you made a really good point today when you talked about business ethics. What I could do is I could send you some case studies. You could go through them and we could discuss them later this week. And I can also give you some additional practice material to work on. I like to think of the ELC as a gymnasium, where you come in every day, exercise your brain, build your creative stamina, and train yourself to think like a business leader. And the scoreboard as a weighing scale that lets you know exactly how you're progressing.
You get to know the facts, how good you are at creativity, what you need to do to improve your critical thinking skills. You really get to figure out your strengths and weaknesses and take all the right steps to improve your game. I think that's pretty amazing.
So yes, that was for you, your classroom, your classroom of the future. That's how, you would be studying with us at SP Jain. And Prof very clearly said that, no boring lectures, which means you will be given case studies. Case studies are, will be part of your academics, will be part of the modules that we have here. And these are real-time case studies, and we have collaboration with Harvard. So yes, you will be working on case studies, and it's pretty much a part of the lectures that you will have. And anything that you want to raise a query, or you want to answer any question in the class, you have a inbuilt feature within your device. You just need to raise your hands there. It's just with a click and a tap on the device, all right? And even the teacher has a screen in front of them, and they will get to know if you want to raise your hand to answer a query. And your performance will also be measured, as Professor very clearly mentioned. We have an app which actually measures your day-to-day classroom performance as well, and where you need to improve as well, your areas of improvement. So that is something which you will be getting a hands-on once you join us at SP Jain School of Global Management. So now let's take a look at the next part, which is showing the diversity that we have at SP Jain. By diversity, what we mean is we have students from all across the world, who are studying with us. So this is a short video to, let you know, to help you understand which part of the country our students come from. So I'll just play the video.
Mabuhay! We're from the Philippines and we're part of Class 2019.
Hi, we're from South Korea.
Hi, I'm Jaya from Dubai.
Hello everybody, my name is Joel and I'm from Finland.
I'm from Mexico. Hi, my name is Aida and I'm from Kyrgyzstan.
Hi, I'm Serena from Italy.
Hi, I'm Kyujin and I'm also from South Korea.
Hi, I'm Shriti. I'm an Indian, but I used to reside in Dubai.
Hi, I'm Monica from Poland.
And I'm from Mongolia. Also, you can call me Josie or Ether Ninjin.
Hi, I'm Christine from Philippines.
Hi, I'm Una and I'm from South Korea.
Hi, I'm from the Dominican Republic.
Hi, I'm Aino. I'm from Finland.
Hi, from Kazakhstan.
We are the class of 2019.
So as you can see that you will be, studying with peers from across the world. And it's very important for you when you study with, a peer group, when you have a peer group from different parts of the world, you get to understand different culture, different traditions. You get to understand different mindsets, which will actually help you in future to work in global teams. So that is where diversity plays an important factor. And it's very exciting to have friends from across the world, isn't it? So now let us take a look at the choices that we offer you. By choices, what we mean is the programs that we offer you at the undergraduate level. So we have two programs. The first program is the Bachelor's in Business Administration. It is a 4-year Tri-City program. So this is the format that we follow when you study the BBA program with us. That is, year 1, you study in either Singapore or Mumbai campus. You have options to choose between these two campuses. Year 2, you study in Dubai campus. Year 3 and year 4, you study in our Sydney campus. You have majors to choose from, that is marketing, finance, and entrepreneurship. Year 1, you will study all the common modules. Year 2 is when you choose your majors. So year 2, year 3, year 4, 3 years of the program, you will study your majors. You will have opportunities to pursue summer internships and exchange programs. And you will graduate with an Australian degree and the option to apply for 2 years of post-study work rights in Australia. As we go along, I will also help you understand what exactly post-study work right is. So these are some of the top recruiters for our BBA program, and these are some of the top employment locations also. So we have Singapore, UAE, India, Thailand, Vietnam, Mauritius, and Belize as one of the topmost employment locations. And the top recruiters, as you can see the list, it is Australian Clubs, Bath & Body Works, Digital Hub, Furla, Just Group, LW, Phoenix, Naritas, Oakley. Also adding to the list is Amazon, Deloitte, KPMG. Moving on to the second program that we offer, which is Bachelor's of Data Science program. This is a 3-year multi-city program. You have two options to study this program. Option 1 being you study year 1 in Mumbai, year 2 and year 3 you move to Sydney campus, and option 2 you study all 3 years in Sydney. So you have an in-depth exposure to data science by studying this program. So what are the different modules that are covered under data science? That is data mining, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and robotics and SQL, database management techniques. So these are all the progressive modules that you will study under data science. You will have access to data science labs, opportunities to pursue projects and global internships. For this program, we have been ranked #1 in India by the Analytics India magazine, and the program is also recognized by the Data Science Council of America. You graduate with an Australian degree and the option to apply for 2 years of post-study work right. A child studying commerce in his or her high school can also apply for this program. So yes, just wanted to make sure that it is not mandatory that you need to have science subjects in your high school. You can also be studying commerce, arts, or science, either of these, or humanities also in your high school, but there is no prerequisite of having science subjects. You can still join the program. So these are some of the top recruiters for the data science program. You have HDFC Ergo, you have Macquarie Investments, you have Walters Kluwer, you have MSCI, you have First Cry, and also your Deloitte, Amazon, and KPMG. So with Amazon, we have students working as business analysts. They were basically hired to do the internship. So they were hired as interns, and they have now converted the internship into a full placement offer. So they have finally been placed with Amazon. So this is the graduate success of 2020 that we have. So the placement record that we hold is that over 40% of our students have secured jobs in Australia within 3 months of graduation. And as you can see, this is the average base salary for a BBA program. It's 60,000 Australian dollars. And for a data science program, it is 85,000 Australian dollars. Yes, now coming to post-study work rights. What is post-study work right? It is an attractive outcome of graduating with a bachelor's degree from SPJ, which means on completing 2 years of full-time academic study in Australia, SPJ students are eligible to apply for a work visa that allows them to live and work in Australia. So basically, after successfully completing your bachelor's degree with us, you can live and work in Australia for 2 years. So now coming on to the admissions process, we have 3 steps that is part of the admissions process. The first step is you submit your application online. Second step is you appear for an SPJ entrance test, which is the SPJ's aptitude test. This includes a business creativity test, essay, and case discussion, followed by a personal interview. And third step is you will be informed of 3 possible outcomes: offer, waitlist, or reject. These are our contact details. So my colleague, Ms. Medha, and my name is Ayushi. We handle the programs, the undergraduate programs at SPJ. You can take a note of our details, our email address, and our contact number. And you can get in touch with us, and we'll be happy to help you with all your queries. Besides this, one very important point that I want to cover was the scholarship opportunities that we have for our academically bright students. So we do have an opportunity of offering 100% scholarship for students who have a score of 95 and above in their final board examinations. So you are literally ending up paying nothing at all for your academic fees. You'll just be paying, for your living expenses, for your personal expenses, and your fooding. So yes, this is a very good opportunity for you to be motivated, do well, work hard for your board examinations and score 95 and above, and you can grab the opportunity of 100% scholarship with us. Thank you so much. That's it for today. Open for questions.
Thank you very much for the informative session, and we are sure that the process of exploring and inquiring has begun in the minds of my friends and parents. Well, I'm sure there is bound to be a few questions. We'll take up one or two of them. Over to the moderator.
Thank you, Adelicia. Good afternoon, ma'am. And I have a few set of questions in the chat box, which I would like to put forward for you to answer. The first question coming your way is, what skills should be given more priority so that a student can do it as a hardcore or a softcore program in your university?
So we are not looking at, a particular skill set. The requirements are very clear. You need to be at least 50% and above in your, I mean, 60% and above, sorry, in your board examinations in order to apply with us. And, as far as scholarships are concerned, we just mentioned you need to be 95 and above to have a 100% scholarship. But yes, if your hardcore skills and expertise that is required, we will be anyways grooming you when you have joined with us. We will be conducting career talk sessions, profile building sessions, how to prepare your resume, and basic sessions on your interview skills. So these are some of the grooming or part of the profile building that we will be doing. We will help you do those sessions, and we'll conduct those sessions to help you get future ready.
Thank you, ma'am. One more question put up by our student is it worth applying for more than one program, as you have mentioned so many programs?
So yes, ma'am. So we have two programs. We have the first program is Bachelor's in Business Administration, and the other one is Bachelor's in Data Science. So depending on the interest of the child, you can still go ahead and apply with us, for multiple programs. And when it's time, to finally take the call, yeah, so we can help you actually decide which option is actually better for you. But yes, you will have to undergo a process with us, which is the basic admissions process, that is apply, be part of the entrance test, appear for an interview, and then we gauge you on the performance. Of course, your academic record, that is your grade 12 percentage, also keeping in mind your final board percentage. You can apply with us for multiple programs.
All right, one more question what I have with me is, can students work part-time in the campus?
Yes, we do encourage part-time working also. See, the thing is, we have an academic year. So the academic year starts from September and ends around April or May. So May is basically you are done with all your examinations. June, July, and August are 3 months of summer break. So in that summer break, in those months, you can actually utilize that time for a full-time paid internship. Because while you're studying with us, we don't mind you go ahead and do you want to work part-time, you can still go ahead and do that. But yes, we do, as you saw, there will be a lot of other activities that you will be preoccupied with. So what we would suggest is you give your 100% during the academic year, and 3 months you have full time given to your summer internship, and it will be a paid one. We have a dedicated corporate relations team that will help you, in securing a summer internship program as well. So you have dedicated 3 months of your summer break to do that. But yes, you can still go ahead and work part-time. We will not stop you from that.
Thank you so much for the insightful answers, ma'am. Over to you, MCs.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you very much for the insightful answers. We have many queries, and yes, the students can access the mobile app and the questions will be directly addressed. As we draw the end of this enriching session, I deem it my great privilege to propose the vote of thanks. We extend our heartfelt thanks to our eminent speaker, Dr. Raj Singh, for all his words of motivation. Thank you, sir. We express our gratitude for Miss Aishi Jaiswal, spokesperson for the SPJ University, for sharing us the details and giving us an overview of the career guidance. Thank you, ma'am. Our deepest sense of appreciation and gratitude to Chairman Dr. Shivakumar Manikam and the members on the Board of Directors, Indian Schools in Oman. Our heartfelt thanks to the President, Mr. Jain and members of the Indian School Bharsha School Management Committee and the Principal of the school, Dr. Bhavesh Balarao. Our heartfelt sponsors, Platinum sponsor, Jain Team to be University. Gold sponsor, Thermore University. Silver sponsors, Dallas Baptist University, USA. Grey Matters, SP Jain School of Global Management. Sri Ramachandra University of Higher Education and Research. Bronze sponsors, Middle East College, SP Jain School of Global Management. Digital marketing partner, Spectrum and Trifal. Media partner, The Arabian Stories and valued donors. And are powered by support sponsors. Over to the video.
An event of this kind requires a coordination of a committed team. Thank you to the ISB team for making Avenir 2022 possible. Thank you to the teachers, students, and parents for being a part of the session. If opportunity doesn't knock, build a door.
With these uplifting words, I, Valencia,
and I, Adelicia,
wish you all a glorious day ahead. You can provide your feedback on the Avenir website, www.aveniroman.com. Every attendee who submits the feedback form will receive a digital certificate. See you in the next session. Stay tuned and stay safe.